Number 1. The mystery of the shadowy figure after the bombing in Japan. Among the most shocking events in human history, the dropping of 2 atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki is often cited as a grim turning point in modern warfare. In just a few brief seconds, the densely populated cities were reduced to rubble, with hundreds of thousands of people killed instantly, and many survivors enduring health consequences that would last for decades. Statistics indicate that approximately 69% of the structures in the area were completely flattened, while the remaining buildings suffered severe damage and were rendered unsafe for use. In the aftermath of the disaster, local residents discovered strange shapes resembling human silhouettes imprinted on the pavement, steps, walls, and public benches. Initially, many believed these to be supernatural traces, as if the souls of the victims were trapped at their final moments. However, subsequent scientific studies provided a more practical and far more heartbreaking explanation. When the atomic bomb detonated, a massive wave of light and heat spread at an incredible speed, scorching or burning the surfaces of concrete, stone, and metal. If a person stood in the path of that energy, the area behind their body would remain unaffected. Thus, when their bodies were almost instantly incinerated, their shapes were left behind as shadowy imprints on the surfaces behind them. This can be seen as their final moments, recorded not by camera, but by the destructive power of the explosion. Some of these imprints are so distinct that the victim's postures can still be recognized, such as a person sitting on a step, another bending over a bicycle, or a figure standing near a staircase railing. These traces are regarded as silent witnesses to the horrific extent of the explosion, and today they are displayed at the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum for all to witness. According to preservation guidelines, some of the original outdoor imprints have eroded over time, leading the museum to use accurate replicas to preserve the images for future generations. The consequences of the 2 bombs are not only historical, but have also influenced the daily habits of the Japanese people to this day. In areas that were once affected by radiation, many still avoid eating fruit grown by themselves. Although the trees continue to bear fruit normally, they often let the fruit fall naturally and then remove it, rather than harvest it out of concern that the soil may still contain residual radiation. There have been instances where foreigners living in Japan saw ripe fruit that no one had touched and picked it to eat, resulting in the homeowners cutting down the entire tree the next day. The Japanese explained that they do this to avoid the risk of someone else accidentally consuming it, as they would feel immense guilt if health issues arose. Number 2. The secrets of Japanese women. Japanese women have long been recognized worldwide for their unique blend of elegance and cuteness. Rather than pursuing sharp or overtly sexy beauty, they emphasize the concept of kawaii, which embodies a sense of innocence, softness, and gentleness. From their smooth, radiant skin and naturally styled hair to their simple yet harmonious outfits, every element is carefully chosen to create a feminine and youthful impression. What surprises many is that numerous Japanese women appear younger than their actual age. Sometimes you might not believe that someone with a student-like face has already crossed into their 30s. Not just their appearance, but their voice is also an important aspect. Japanese women often speak in a soft, high-pitched, and clear tone, which creates a pleasant and friendly atmosphere. According to some communication researchers, this type of voice helps to make a non-pressuring impression on listeners, especially in crowded social environments like trains or offices. Even their walking style is considered a significant detail in their overall image. Many Japanese women have a walking style referred to as pigeon-toed, meaning that when they walk, their toes point slightly inward rather than straight or outward. This way of walking gives them a petite, modest, and somewhat shy appearance. Some believe that the traditional practice of sitting on their knees or other long-standing habits have influenced their bone structure. However, a more common reason is that many girls believe this walking style makes them appear cuter and more feminine in the eyes of others. While many still think that Japanese women are quite shy and passive, the reality is quite the opposite. You might be surprised to learn that many women are willing to spend significant amounts of money just to have a conversation with a man. In Japan, there are places known as host clubs, where well-dressed and attractive young men are paid to sit and chat, pour drinks, and make female customers feel specially attended to. Notably, the spending at these clubs is not low. On average, an evening can cost anywhere from a few hundred to several thousand. And for regular customers, this amount can sometimes reach tens of thousands of dollars just to have their favorite host spend more time with them. For some, this is a form of high-end entertainment. For others, a way to relieve stress after work. And for some, it's simply a search for emotional connection in the fast-paced modern life. Are you curious to learn more about other aspects of love and the personalities of Japanese women? If so, please leave a comment with the number 1. Number 3. Cultural shocks in Japan. In Japan, you will hardly encounter any homeless individuals. According to published reports, the official homelessness rate in this country is very low, almost zero. However, this seems illogical, considering that even the most developed countries cannot completely eliminate homelessness. The truth is that in Japan, they do not disappear, they simply hide. In Japanese culture, becoming homeless is not only seen as a sign of poverty, but also regarded as a personal failure, especially for men. The Japanese value personal honor more than hunger. So many choose to live in silence, avoiding public appearances, not begging, not sleeping on the streets, and trying to conceal their circumstances. It is not just culture that creates this absence, but also the legal system and urban design in Japan contribute to pushing them out of social sight. Asking for money in public can be considered a nuisance. Many parks close early to prevent overnight sleeping, and even public benches are designed to be curved or have armrests in the middle, making it impossible to lie down comfortably. Another noticeable shock when you stroll through the streets of Japan is the rarity of public trash bins. After the sarin gas attack on the Tokyo subway in 1995, the Japanese government removed most trash cans from the streets to enhance security and prevent anyone from hiding dangerous substances. Since then, the number of public trash bins has remained very limited, only found in truly necessary places like train stations, convenience stores, or in front of vending machines. Yet, surprisingly, Japan's streets remain incredibly clean. If people have trash, they will put it in their bags and take it home to dispose of, rather than littering. Japanese children are also taught to sort and carry their trash from a young age, making cleanliness a habit rather than an enforced obligation. Another shock in Japan relates to their underground worlds. For those who may not know, criminal gangs in Japan are called yakuza, and like many other criminal organizations worldwide, they have a tradition of tattooing their bodies. However, the difference is that Yakuza tattoos are highly artistic, not merely for intimidation or to button display violence. Intricate designs of dragons, tigers, goddesses, cherry blossoms, etc. are hand-inked, carrying deep meanings of honor, loyalty, and status within the organization. Because of this significance, there are cases where, after death, the tattoos of Yakuza members are preserved. Typically, this is done based on the prior consent of the tattoo owner, and the tattoos are processed for long-term preservation for art and historical research. If you want to see them in person, you can visit the University of Tokyo Museum, where they still display ancient tattoo samples, dating back to the 19th and 20th centuries. Can you guess where homeless people in Japan might live? Comment your guesses below. Number 4. Unique services offered by the Japanese. In Japan, if you find it too difficult and to say goodbye on your own, there are services that can do it for you. The person carrying out this task is not a friend or family member, but rather a professional company with a clear process and transparent pricing. You simply need to provide the necessary information, and they will meet your ex for you, conveying everything that needs to be said while maintaining a calm demeanor and ending the meeting at the right moment. If the relationship hasn't ended yet, but you've made a mistake, such as cheating, being late for work, or inadvertently saying something that upset your partner, Japan also offers services for apologies. The hired individual will meet the person who has been hurt, bow appropriately, use language suitable for the situation, and take full responsibility in a professional manner. Some companies even provide traditional apology services, complete with formal attire, pre-prepared apologies, and multiple bows reminiscent of scenes from historical films. With costs ranging from a few dozen to several hundred, you can hire a complete apology without having to appear yourself. If that's not surprising enough, imagine lying in a coffin, dressed in mourning attire, surrounded by the atmosphere of a memorial service, yet you are fully awake and still alive. This is a real service in Japan, where a complete funeral can be organized for you while you are still living. From the moment you step into the coffin to the moment you are taken out, as if you have gone through a final journey, every detail is carefully staged. The purpose of this service is to help clients temporarily escape their current pressures and reflect on life from a completely different perspective. In case you don't need to say goodbye, apologize, or experience a fake funeral, but simply want to be scolded, Japan has services for that. 2. Hired individuals will play the role of moral teachers, meeting with you directly, sitting across from you, and clearly pointing out issues in your lifestyle. They can be as gentle as a mother or as strict as a manager, pushing for work progress. This service is particularly popular among young people, especially those who feel unmotivated, lack direction, or need a mental boost to become more alert. Beyond these already unusual services, Japan has a large market for very unique personal needs. This includes hiring a temporary partner for photos, hiring someone to wake you up every morning, or hiring a listener who offers no advice or judgment, just sitting there for you to talk everything out. It can be said that in Japan, as long as there is a demand, there is almost always a service ready to meet it. Number 5. The strange paradox of Japan. Japan currently holds the position of the third largest economy in the world, following the United States and China, with a per capita GDP among the highest in Asia. It is also the birthplace of numerous global industrial giants such as Toyota, Sony, Mitsubishi, and Honda. Even if you have never set foot in Japan, it is likely that you are using products from these companies in your daily life. With such economic strength, many people assume that life for the Japanese must be quite comfortable, with light workloads and ample leisure time like in European countries. However, the reality is quite different. In Japan, leaving the office right at the end of the workday is sometimes seen as unusual. Many employees work between 10 to 12 hours a day, and if their superiors are still at their desks, it is rare for anyone to dare to leave before them. Overtime is not only common, but is also regarded as a sign of dedication. On average, Japanese workers have about 18 days of paid leave each year, but most do not use all of it for fear of being perceived as lacking commitment. This extended work rhythm has led to the concept of kroshi, which refers to cases of death due to overwork. Another paradox arises in the realm of entertainment. Japan is one of the countries with the most developed adult film industry in the world, with thousands of production companies and tens of thousands of actors active each year. This industry generates enormous revenues, reaching hundreds of billions of dollars, and contributes to promoting Japan's image globally. However, in stark contrast to this vibrancy, the real-life sexual lives of the Japanese are rather subdued. Many surveys indicate that nearly half of young people aged 18 to 35 do not have partners and are even less interested in kwashi dating. The reasons for this situation stem from multiple factors, partly due to the intense work hours and partly due to the rapid advancement of technology. For many young people, playing video games, caring for virtual pets, or following idols on screen provides a more comfortable experience than maintaining a real relationship. When they seek comfort from real people, Tokyo even offers services like rental hugs, where customers simply need a hug to feel connected, completely unrelated to sexual activities. Number 6. Love, hotel paradise, vending machines, and Onsen. Japan is considered the country with the most developed love hotel model, boasting over 20,000 hotels spread across the nation, with the highest concentration in major urban areas like Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto. Contrary to the belief that this type of establishment is often hidden, love hotels in Japan are quite openly displayed. These hotels typically feature bright LED signs, eye-catching designs, unique architecture, and are located in easily recognizable spots from afar. What makes love hotels in Japan special is the creativity found within each room. Each room can have a completely different theme, ranging from classic European castles and tropical rainforests to spaceship cockpits or Tokyo. Subway cabins. Many hotels also offer additional amenities such as in-room karaoke, massage chairs, or costumes to enhance the experience for guests. However, if we talk about something that appears even more frequently than love hotels on the streets of Japan, it would be vending machines. Japan currently has the highest number of vending machines in the world, with over 4 million machines placed throughout the streets. These machines not only sell food and drinks, but also toys and seafood, like live crabs. Some even sell adult magazines, women's lingerie, and even used underwear, all packaged and displayed publicly without age restrictions. For many first-time visitors to Japan, seeing these items in public can be a cultural shock. However, it is important to note that machines with sensitive content make up only a small fraction of Japan's vast vending machine system. The majority still cater to essential needs with high reliability, and local authorities are tightening licensing, especially in areas near schools or tourist attractions. Additionally, Japan boasts the highest number of hot springs in the world, with over 27,000 natural hot ring sources and around 3,000 onsen facilities of various sizes. No matter where you are, you can easily find steaming hot water baths. However, what surprises many international tourists when experiencing an onsen is the requirement to bathe completely naked and share the bath with others. Swimsuits or towels are not allowed in the water. Before soaking, everyone must wash and scrub their bodies thoroughly to ensure communal hygiene. For those who are not comfortable with public nudity, many Onsen now offer private bathing rooms, but the prices for this option are usually significantly higher than those for communal baths. Would you like to try the experience of a love hotel in Japan? If so, comment with the number 6, and we will reveal to you a list of some incredibly interesting love hotels that not everyone knows about. Number 7. Taboos in Japan. If you grew up in the West, where hugging, kissing on the cheek, or shaking hands are common ways to greet others, you will find that everything is almost completely the opposite in Japan. Here, touching someone else's body, especially with someone you are not familiar with, is often considered impolite. Instead of shaking hands, the Japanese bow to show respect. The depth and duration of the bow convey different meanings, which can be a greeting, a thank you, or an apology. Therefore, rather than instinctively extending your hand, you should observe the other person's reaction first. If they do not initiate contact, it is best not to try to create intimacy through touching gestures. In many other countries, giving up your seat on public transport is seen as a kind and commendable act. However, in Japan, this is not always viewed positively. The Japanese place great importance on independence and personal dignity. So, inviting someone to sit can sometimes be interpreted as pity. According to a small survey in Tokyo, over 65% of elderly people stated that they do not want to be offered a seat unless they are truly tired or unable to stand for long. Instead of making a direct offer, a more common behavior is to stand up naturally, as if approaching a stop. This allows the person in need of a seat to sit down without feeling awkward. During meals, there is a seemingly small action that is considered extremely impolite: sticking chopsticks upright into a bowl of rice. This image is associated with funeral rituals in Japan and is completely inappropriate for everyday dining. Even passing food directly from one person's chopsticks to another is avoided due to its similar connotation in funerals. Additionally, the Japanese pay close attention to how they interact while eating. Pouring a drink for oneself is often seen as impolite. Instead, they will pour for the person sitting across from them and wait to be poured back. This practice shows care and maintains a connection during conversation. If you pour for yourself first, others may interpret it as you distancing yourself from the communal atmosphere of the table. Lastly, but no less importantly, it is advisable to avoid displaying tattoos while in Japan. Whether large or small, tattoos are often associated with the yakuza and criminal organizations. This perception is so widespread that many service establishments display signs refusing entry to customers with tattoos. Therefore, if you have tattoos, it is best to cover them up when visiting Japan to avoid unnecessary trouble. Number 8. Is there a possibility that the Japanese people could face extinction in the future? Can you imagine that Japan loses more than 800,000 people each year without any major wars or natural disasters? This figure is equivalent to a small city disappearing from the map solely due to the declining number of children being unborn. Since the late 1972 seconds, Japan's birth rate has continuously plummeted from over 2 children per woman to around 115, one of the lowest in the world. Each year, the number of deaths exceeds 1.5 million, while the number of newborns is less than 800,000. If this trend continues, by the year 2020, the entire country could have just 1 child under the age of 14 living in Yamanashi Prefecture. In reality, we don't need to wait hundreds of years to see the consequences. In the mountainous region of Tokushima, there is a village called Nagaro. This place once had over 300 residents, but now it has fewer than 30. The youngest person in the village is already 61 years old. The elementary school has been closed since 2012, and the last graduating class had only 2 students. Since then, no children have been born. The silence is so profound that an elderly woman named Tsukimi Ayano has made over 350 scarecrows and placed them throughout the village to alleviate her loneliness. Many believe that today's youth in Japan are no longer interested in marriage or having children. However, the main reason lies not in emotions, but in economic issues. For over 30 years, the average salary in Japan has barely increased. A full-time Hawaiian working man earns about $2,400 per month. This may sound reasonable until you consider the costs of housing, food, transportation, and the expenses of raising children in a high-cost society. In traditional culture, women often quit their jobs after marriage to take care of the family, placing the financial burden on men. As a result, many young people choose to remain single for a long time to avoid financial risks. Experts from the Japan Institute of Population and Social Security Research have pointed out a clear pattern. Those with stable incomes and high social status tend to marry early and have more children. In contrast, those facing financial difficulties are more likely to postpone or completely abandon the idea of starting a family. Consequently, last September, OG Holdings, one of Japan's largest diaper manufacturers, announced it would cease domestic production of baby diapers. The reason is simple. Revenue from adult diapers is currently nearly double that of baby diapers. Number 9, the unique beliefs of the Japanese people. In terms of religion, most Japanese people do not adhere to a single faith. Instead, they tend to flexibly embrace and practice multiple beliefs simultaneously. It is completely normal in daily life to visit a Shinto shrine in the morning to pray for good fortune and then attend a Buddhist funeral in the afternoon. Shinto, the indigenous belief system of Japan, holds that everything in nature possesses a spirit known as kami. Therefore, not only humans, but also mountains, rivers, trees, and even a stone by the roadside can be sacred and were ripped in small shrines found throughout the country. The most recognizable symbol of Shinto is the Torii Gate. This gate typically consists of 2 vertical posts and 2 horizontal beams painted in bright vermilion or orange. The Japanese believe that the red color of the torii has the power to ward off evil spirits and protect the sanctity of the shrine. Some shrines still maintain torii gates made of raw wood or natural stone, as traditional beliefs hold that each deity has its own preferences. In Japanese belief, the torii gate is seen as the boundary between the human world and the realm of the gods. Passing through the gate signifies entry into a sacred space where respect and purity must be upheld. Before entering a shrine, it is customary to wash hands and rinse the mouth at a small water basin located outside to cleanse the body. Alongside Shinto, Buddhism also holds an important place in Japan, but its practices here differ significantly from those in many other Asian countries. Monks in Japan are permitted to eat meat, drink alcohol, marry, and have children. Their sons can inherit the temple, turning the place of worship into a family-run establishment. Furthermore, many temples today operate like businesses. They have websites, dedicated apps, and offer services such as organizing funerals, weddings, meditation classes, yoga sessions, and even selling lucky charms online. Some temples have even opened cafes or rented out spaces for events. Additionally, beliefs in good fortune and warding off misfortune are very popular in Japan. At the beginning of the year, people often visit shrines to obtain lucky charms, called omari, or to draw fortune slips, known as omikuji. If they draw a good fortune, they keep it with them. If they draw a bad fortune, they tie the slip to a branch in the shrine to leave behind the misfortune. The variety of charms in Japan is so extensive that one can find charms for love, career, education, health, and even charms to avoid traffic jams. Number 10. Japanese technology ranks among the best in the world. When it comes to precise transportation and nearly flawless operation, Japan is often regarded as the global standard. The most evident proof of this is the Shinkansen high-speed train system. It is one of the most punctual train systems in the world, with an average delay of less than 1 minute per year, even in adverse weather conditions or during natural disasters. The Shinkansen officially began operations in 1964 and immediately became the fastest train in the world at that time, reaching speeds of 210 km per hour. To this day, the system continues to be upgraded with several lines capable of reaching maximum speeds of up to 320 km/h. What is even more astonishing is that throughout its operational history, the Shinkansen has never recorded a single fatality due to technical faults or train collisions, making it one of the safest modes of transportation on the planet. Not only is Japan outstanding in transportation, but it also holds a position as a global technology powerhouse. In the field of robotics, the country is a pioneer in both industrial and service robots, currently accounting for over 40% of the global robot market. Many technologies that others believe belong to the future have actually been present in Japan for many years. Notable examples include Honda's Asimo, one of the earliest advanced humanoid robots introduced in 2000, and SoftBank's Pepper, a robot designed to recognize and respond to human emotions. Additionally, Japan is home to electronics and industrial conglomerates that have dominated the international market, such as Sony with the Walkman and PlayStation, and Toyota, a leader in hybrid vehicle technology. The technology in Japan is so advanced that it can sometimes leave foreign visitors feeling bewildered, even in the simplest daily activities. A familiar example is the smart toilet, also known as the washlet. For many, this is an unforgettable technological experience after visiting Japan. These toilets often come equipped with control panels featuring a multitude of buttons, each serving a specific function. They may include heated seats, automatic washing nozzles, odor elimination systems, sound effects mimicking running water to mask real noises, or sensor mechanisms for opening and closing the lid and flushing. Many first-time users spend quite a bit of time just trying to find the flush button. Moreover, Japan is home to a very unique hotel that is almost entirely operated by robots known as the Henna Hotel. Here, guests can be greeted by humanoid robots or dinosaur robots capable of communicating in English at the reception desk. Robots also assist with tasks such as transporting luggage or cleaning rooms. Interestingly, these robots can be fired just like humans if they do not perform effectively, such as failing to understand simple requests from guests or accidentally waking them up in the middle of the night. Number 11. The Cradle of Samurai and Ninja Warriors. When mentioning Japan, many people will immediately think of the image of samurai in their majestic armor wielding sharp katana swords. However, samurai were not merely warriors. They were a distinct social class that emerged around the 10th century, serving feudal lords in fierce power struggles. Over time, samurai became the central force and a quintessential symbol of Japanese feudal society. What sets samurai apart is their adherence to Bushido, or the way of the warrior. For them, honor and loyalty were valued above life itself. When faced with defeat or dishonor, many samurai were willing to perform seppuku, a ritual suicide by disembowelment, to preserve their dignity. Although it may sound gruesome, in the samurai's worldview, this act represented courage and absolute loyalty. For them, death was not an end, but a means to safeguard personal honor. The katana is also an inseparable part of the samurai identity. This type of sword is regarded as the soul of the Soul warrior. Crafting a katana to perfection requires artisans to spend months, even years, meticulously working through each stage of the process. The katana is not only a weapon for combat, but also a spiritual cue symbol, reflecting the status and character of its owner. After the Meiji Restoration, the samurai class gradually disappeared, yet their image and spirit continue to thrive in Japanese culture. Samurai and katana still appear in films and comics, remaining a source of cultural pride to this day. In addition to samurai, Japan is also the birthplace of real-life ninjas, known as shinobi. Unlike samurai, ninjas were not formal warriors. They specialized in espionage, reconnaissance, assassination, sabotage, and guerrilla warfare. Even today, some ninja villages still exist, such as the Chibiko village in Nagano Prefecture. Here, middle school children are trained in the ninja model, engaging in activities like obstacle courses, shuriken throwing, and blowgun practice. Number 12. Unsolved locations. Located near the Nasu Hot Springs in Tochigi Prefecture, the Sacheski Stone sits in an open area filled with the scent of sulfur, where steam continuously rises from the ground year-round. Visitors typically walk along a stone path leading up a hill where a warning sign advises against touching the stone. This caution is due to the presence of mild toxic gases emanating from the earth in this area. As you approach, you will see a large dark stone standing alone amidst the grayish white ground, resembling an immobile object that has existed since ancient times. According to local legend, Seski is the site where the soul of a nine-tailed fox was sealed after being defeated and turned to stone. For centuries, people believed that anyone who touched this stone would encounter misfortune. However, what drew nationwide attention to Sicheski was the sudden splitting of the stone in half in 2022 with no clear cause. There were no recorded earthquakes or strong impacts, and this type of stone is known for its hardness and has maintained its shape for hundreds of years. Experts later suggested that this phenomenon might be related to rainwater accumulation combined with expansion due to temperature changes. Nevertheless, the timing of the event and the shape of the crack left many puzzled. The two halves of the stone separated quite evenly, leaving almost no large fragments behind. Residents in the area reported that a few days prior, birds and animals had suddenly disappeared despite no noticeable changes in the weather. To this day, the exact cause remains unexplained, and many Japanese believe that the stone splitting is an ominous omen for the country. Zuiho-in is an ancient temple located within the Daitoku-ji complex in Kyoto, famous for its extremely minimalist Zen rock garden. Upon entering, visitors pass through an old wooden gate and step into a tranquil space covered in white sand where only a few stones are arranged in a tightly composed layout. Unlike many other Japanese gardens, this one does not use trees or decorative elements, focusing solely on stones and sand. What makes this garden mysterious is the phenomenon of the shadows cast by the stones. When photographed at different times of the day, the shadows sometimes tilt in directions that do not align with the actual position of the sun. Some photographers have attempted to capture images at noon, when sunlight shines directly from above, yet the shadows still fall askew, as if the sun were in a different location. This phenomenon becomes even more apparent when using cameras with good exposure capabilities. Some landscape designers speculate that the walls surrounding the garden may reflect light, creating secondary shadows that cause visual distortion. However, what remains difficult to explain is that photographs taken at the same time from the same position and even with the same equipment can yield shadows at different angles depending on the day. Number 13. The Festival of the Sacred and the Supernatural in Japan. When it comes to the most unique festivals in Japan, Kanamara Matsuri is almost always mentioned first. This festival takes place every April at the Kanyama Shrine in Kawasaki, and its central theme is the phallus. It may sound peculiar, but Kanamara Matsuri actually has a history dating back to the 17th century and originates from folk beliefs related to praying for reproductive health, marital happiness, and prosperous business. The main attraction of the festival is the parades featuring gigantic phallic models crafted from wood, metal, or even large candies. Participants carry these models through the streets amidst lively gumsheeing and the enthusiastic cheers of the crowd. Surrounding the festival area, stalls sell a variety of souvenir items shaped like phalluses, including sweets, jewelry, cups, gates, and toy. All of this creates a humorous yet unusual atmosphere that is rarely found anywhere else in the world. Not only is Kanamara Matsuri entertaining, but it also conveys important social messages. A significant portion of the proceeds from the festival is donated to organizations that research and support and people living with HIV/AIDS. Additionally, it serves as an opportunity for the community to be more open in discussing topics that are often considered sensitive in traditional Japanese society, such as sexuality and reproductive health. in stark contrast to the festive atmosphere of Kanamara Matsuri. Namahage Matsuri is famous for its mysterious and somewhat frightening character. This festival is held every February in Akita Prefecture and is rooted in an ancient legend. According to the legend, at the beginning of the year, demon-like creatures known as Namahage appear to remind and bless people. During the festival, men from the village dress up as Namahage, wearing fearsome demon masks, straw costumes, and carrying wooden knives. They go door to door, loudly asking questions like, "Are there any naughty children here?" to teach children to behave and encourage adults to work hard. Although the imagery may frighten outsiders, locals believe that Namahage brings good luck, wards off evil, and helps families welcome a peaceful new year. Number 14. The most populous capital city on the planet. Tokyo is currently the most populous urban area in the world, with over 37 million residents living in the entire metropolitan region. This population is large enough to form an independent nation if separated from Japan. However, what surprises many is that the city rarely experiences severe traffic congestion. The transportation system operates precisely like a well-programmed machine, and even during rush hours, everything runs remarkably smoothly. What many people do not realize is that Tokyo is not actually considered a city in the administrative sense. It is classified as a metropolitan prefecture, which is a special urban area. Tokyo does not have a single city government. Instead, it consists of 23 central wards, along with dozens of surrounding satellite cities. In simple terms, Tokyo is a megacity made up of many smaller cities. Therefore, when someone says they live in Tokyo, it is quite possible that their home is several dozen kilometers away from the city center. Culturally, Tokyo resembles a miniature version of all of Japan. Here you can encounter ancient temples, sumo wrestling arenas, and traditional kabuki theaters alongside vibrant neighborhoods rich in anime culture like Akihabara and Harajuku. Tokyo also holds the record for the most Michelin-starred restaurants in the world. Some long-established sushi restaurants have been around since the 19th century, serving only about 10 customers at a time, and making reservations months in advance is quite normal. Interestingly, Tokyo does not just exist above ground. Beneath the city lies a vast underground network, often referred to as a second Tokyo. Hundreds of kilometers of tunnels connect train stations, shopping centers, retail areas, and offices. This allows residents to commute, dine, and shop all day without needing to step outside. Number 15. Nightlife in Japan. Nightlife plays a crucial role in the rhythm of life in Japan, and it can be said that this is one of the countries with the most vibrant and diverse nightlife in the world. When night falls, major cities almost enter a completely different pace of life, as the streetlights come on, begin to fill up, and quickly become a familiar gathering spot after work. An izakaya is a traditional Japanese pub where people can eat and drink while enjoying a relaxed atmosphere. The menu here is quite diverse, featuring drinks like sake, umeshu, and sho, as well as light snacks such as yakitori, chicken skewers, edamame, and fresh sashimi. Another appealing aspect is the nomihuai service, which allows customers to drink unlimited amounts within a certain time frame. This is a popular choice for groups of friends or colleagues who want to enjoy themselves for a long time while keeping costs manageable. In addition to izakayas, karaoke is also an indispensable part of Japan's nightlife. This entertainment space allows anyone to grab a microphone and sing in private rooms equipped with large screens and multilingual song lists. Besides karaoke, Cities like Tokyo and Osaka boast countless bars and clubs with various styles, ranging from cozy craft beer pubs and upscale whiskey bars to lively clubs in famous areas like Shinjuku, Roppongi, and Dotenbi. For those who don't drink, manga cafes, gaming centers, bowling alleys, billiards, and dart venues that stay open late are also popular options. Beyond the familiar forms of entertainment, Japan offers many unique nighttime experiences. Some museums, aquariums, and theme parks stay open late, providing a completely new atmosphere for nighttime visits. Observation decks like Tokyo Skytree allow visitors to admire the city's dazzling skyline from above, while nighttime cruises on rivers or bays offer a more romantic perspective. And here are 15 interesting facts about Japan. We hope these facts have provided you with a fresh perspective on this fascinating country. If you found the video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming journeys. Which fact impressed you the most? Please leave a comment below. We would love to hear your thoughts. The information is for reference only.